Well, hey guys, so we started this series of videos, When is the Kingdom? And we've had 5 parts to those videos. They're all about 5 minutes long, plus or minus. And I've been watching those, and the interest in those kind of keeps tapering down and down and down. And so it's got me thinking, it could be a lot of things, right? Just there's not much interest in that, or they're too long, or the length of time I'm taking to develop the point of the study is too long, or everybody already knows. I don't know for sure, but I think I want to make a change here, and just see what happens with that. So the whole purpose of When is the Kingdom is to know the truth, because the world teaches us the kingdom is in the future, that Christ is coming back physically to establish his kingdom and this 1,000-year reign that's talked about in near the end of Revelation. But the scriptures say the kingdom was established long ago, and it's a permanent kingdom that will never end. And so my belief is the kingdom already exists in its permanent form, and it was set up by Christ in the first century. But I guess let's just cut to the chase on that. So we use Daniel chapter 2 verse 44 as the basis of this When is the Kingdom study, because that flat out says, in the days of these kings, the God of heaven will set up the one permanent kingdom. And I'm paraphrasing Daniel 2:44. And so we went on a journey to figure out who are these kings, because we know in the days of those kings is when the one true kingdom, permanent kingdom, is set up, the kingdom of God. Well, those 4 kings are the Babylonian kingdom, the Medo-Persian kingdom, the Greek kingdom, and the Roman kingdom. Okay? And it was in those days of those kingdoms that God set up his kingdom. And that is, dissecting that is where I was going to go, but it doesn't appear there's much interest in that. So we'll just identify that the exact time of Christ coming to establish the kingdom was during the reign of the Roman Empire. The Babylonians controlled the Jews, then the Medo-Persians controlled the Jews, then the Greeks did, and then the Romans did. And so when Christ came, Rome occupied Jerusalem and controlled it. And the Jewish people were beholden to the Rome. They cooperated, and they lived together. They tolerated each other. The Jews had no choice but to tolerate the Romans, because the Romans had all the power. And guys, that's the iron and clay in the 4th kingdom. Okay, we identified the Babylonian kingdom as the gold, the Medo-Persian is the silver, the Greek is the brass, and the iron and clay mixture, the 4th kingdom, that's the Romans and the Jews. And that's the exact time of when Christ came, when God came in the flesh as Jesus Christ and established the one true permanent kingdom. So there, we just, I guess, rather than developing that through the details, that's what's going on there in Daniel. And all the details around the kingdoms are in there if you want to read them. Daniel in chapter 7, he explains those 4 kingdoms in a different way than in chapter 2. And then, chapters 8, 9, 10, and 11 all go on to talk about the Roman reign and the Roman Jewish war. They go on to talk about all these different wars that continued after the Romans took over the Greek Empire, leading up to the time of Christ and up to AD 70. So I guess we'll wrap up from there, and then I'll just kind of make these shorter and sweeter and to the point. We'll just wrap up maybe in another video or two about when is the kingdom, and then we'll jump into proving out if the kingdom is a physical kingdom that like you can see and touch, or if it's a spiritual kingdom. All right, talk to you soon.